I'm Heather Cameron, here on beautiful Gabriola Island, which is part of Canada. In 2011, there was a huge tsunami that hit Japan, the town of Fukushima. This backpack originally contained emergency supplies that were distributed to the children of Fukushima. A number of these backpacks were gathered by two Japanese artists and distributed to artists in Canada to alter, and they now form an exhibit called the Field Trip Project. This little bit of blue is what remains of the original backpack, which was this bright blue vinyl in its entirety, and I have altered it. I've covered the backpack with bits and pieces of antique Japanese cloth that has been sent to me by friends of mine who live there, and it is called Boro cloth. It's been stitched and patched. Every bit of cloth is recycled. This backpack is incredibly sturdily made, and although it originally contained emergency supplies, I thought that what I would do, since I love to work with textiles, is to make a little quilt, because that's one of the basic elements of comfort and shelter. And this quilt is made with pieces of children's kimonos, old cloth, and bedspread. On the other side is more Boro cloth with a turtle, which symbolizes longevity. So every bit of the pack is covered with this Boro cloth, and it was a challenge because it's incredibly well made and has many pockets. This front pocket, where the child would have had his or her identification, I've put in a old postcard from Ottawa with one of our great Canadian symbols, the Mountie, talking to a couple of children in front of the House of Commons. There's all kinds of clips and buckles and places to hang things, and here I've included a little iPod that has the sounds of ocean waves and birds on it. And I was thinking it would be nice for people who came to the museum to be able to turn on the iPod, listen to the sound of the ocean waves. Now, the back of the backpack is important too. The back of the neck is considered to be a vulnerable place, and so symbols of protection are pinned or sewn onto the back of the child's garment. So here I've included a little camellia made out of old pieces of silk. Here on the front of the backpack is our famous Canadian maple leaf, which travelers for generations have stitched onto their backpacks when they go traveling to show the rest of the world that they're Canadians and polite and well-mannered. And underneath the maple leaf we have a map of the Pacific Ocean. It shows Canada and Japan and the ocean currents which form the North Pacific Gyre. And I just wanted to quickly show you on the other side of the pack, I've got this little fufu thing, which is from the Free Store on Lasqueti Island, which is just over that way. And I included it even though it's a little bit odd, because it's sweet and frilly, and I think somebody made it with good intentions. So this backpack was not a solo effort. I put the pieces together, but all the different elements were contributed by people both known and unknown. In Japan, Mrs. Mandu and her friend, Fuji-san, contributed lots of the cloth. My friend Jean-Pierre goes to the markets in Kyoto and gets bits and pieces that he sends to me. The iPod was contributed by Pam Deneen here on Gabriola when I put out a request on our community Facebook page looking for the donation of an iPod. This came from the free stores, and the postcard was in my personal collection for many years. There's so many people who've contributed to this project, and a lot of them will never know that they've contributed. Bits and pieces of cloth that were discarded, maybe not needed, maybe never used, but they've all made their way to me across the Pacific, and I've made this quilt as a symbol of things that connect us.